Should be live. Hi everyone. Well, who's here? Omkar. What is up? Voice not incoming. Can't you hear me? Okay. You should be able to hear me loud and clear. Just confirm. Give me a thumbs up if you can. Sound breaking voice. Okay. Cool. 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 It should be good now. Wait. I was trying out a new filter, but I think it should be good. 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 Now all good. Awesome. Doggy style. Waldy. Dr. J. Welcome. Constantine. Aryan. Lavina. Mahesh K. Welcome. How are you all doing? Naman Shukla saying, thank you for existing. Thank you, Naman. Which guitar is that? That is an acoustic. Granada, I think. Yeah, a Granada. Mahmood, you've had a huge impact on me. Thank you, Mahmood. I hope a good impact. Marcon, Nepal, what's up, Doc? All good, Marcon. I was traveling for the last 10 days. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. You should. But I was sharing all my updates there. I was in Andaman for 7 days. I did 12 dives. I was scuba diving. So I did 12 dives. I'm now at 26. And I did a couple of courses. I did my deep dive course. I did my nitrox course. How many of you have ever scuba dived? Tell me that. Because if you have, then I'll talk more about it. Because then you'll I think you'll appreciate it more. Ever scuba dived? Anyone once at least? We have a diver now. Oh, I am all for it. Zindagi na milegi dobara chal raha hai. Yeah, I'm not doing the bull racing ever. I have done the I've done skydiving once. I'm not very keen on doing it again. But scuba I'm going to continue. 100%. Parth Parmar definitely follows me on Instagram and then at Olympiad without pass. Yeah, dude, like I was at the Olympiad. I attended the Olympiad and then for the closing I wasn't sure if I'll go or not. And then Samay called up saying, Bhai Aja. I thought Samay Rana, dude, like of course he will have a pass. And I reached there and both of us are running around the auditorium. I knew he will get us in. Usme koi doubt nahi tha. But yeah, it was super fun. YouTube is telling me now would be a good time to insert ads. Oh, the more viewers are watching, the more money creators can earn by inserting ads. What the? This is new. Apparently, now while live streaming, I can insert ads in real time. I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'll do it just for trying it out. Chal, I'll do it. I'll try it later. मैं एक बार try करूँगा, ठीक है? Just to see what it's like. I hope I don't get ads. Yeah, Lavina, I hope you don't too. After 1 year, Sid will update running with the Bulls. Yeah, I'm not planning to. Like, it's not on the list. Okay, it's not on the list. It is new for you because, yeah, Waldy, I know. I haven't streamed in a while. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. All right. Let chat suggest the ad. Can you do that? Can I pick the ad? That would actually be super cool. Shrinu Kamari has said, how are you doing? I'm doing very well, Shrinu. Thank you. Can you see if I've tanned? Like, on stream, can you tell? Because I think I'm like, how do you measure tan? Probably like Lakme shades of color. I must be like 6 shades darker, I guess. Whatever. But yeah. Doc, your channel always shows condom ads for some reason. What the fuck? Shit, is that true? Holy shit. Oh man. All right. Okay, I haven't picked those, okay? It's the algorithm, guys. It's the algorithm. The Jasus Aurora episode, bhai, kya tha yaar wo? I mean, so I gave it my best shot, okay? Like he told me he wants like a super intense drama kind of thing, and I was like, okay, bro, let's do it. And I gave it everything. I was just like, full drama, full drama. But kya video nikla yaar? I don't know if you guys have seen it. Go watch it. I'm sure you'll have fun. Better than previous streams, deep fake look. Okay, I don't remember what the previous stream was. Anything you want to say about healing daddy issues? Okay. You want to talk about daddy issues? Let's talk about daddy issues. So, here's the thing. And there is a Freudian element to this, of course. All psychology has some amount of Freudian elements. I do believe that certain, like our relationship with our parents are like fundamental in the way that we perceive relationships as a whole, right? So just like childhood traumatic events can have a negative impact, childhood positive events can have a positive impact. And I believe that certain things that all of us want, okay, like affection, like protection, like feeling safe, like being given a safe zone to grow in. All of us wants that. Every single human being on earth wants these things. And of course, you would want it in a relationship. Now, the first time that you probably felt those things was with your parents. So I think it's not that complicated. Our childlike brain will associate whatever it is that we want with the first time that we had it, and we will compare it with that, right? So when we say mommy issues, daddy issues, I think essentially that's what it means. Now, the degree to which we associate those patterns can be different for everyone. So if you're associating anyone who is appearing protective towards you, or the need for somebody to protect you, and you are comparing that with your father figure and saying mujhe aise hi chahiye, that would be more of a problem. But otherwise, I think we do look for the best things in life again and again. And for most of us, I think our childhood and the way that our parents brought us up, those were some of the best moments in life. Who is better psychologist, Freud or Jung? Oh, that's a question that's impossible to answer, I think, because one led to the other, right? Like Freud started everything. I mean, not everything, but he brought clarity, or he gave a framework for so many concepts that didn't have a framework before. So anybody who like tries to pull down on Freud or say that, oh, that those ideas are crap, I don't think they completely understand the significance of crappy ideas. Because even if it's a crappy idea, they now have something to hold on to build on top of it, right? They now have something to reject. And while rejecting, they often say that, like, for example, if black doesn't exist, then how do we define white? Like, this is not black, hence it is a different color. So for that, somebody has to define black. So I think that's also the importance of early movers, right? The first people who describe something, they may be describing it wrong, but at least now other people have a framework of negative reference. Like, it is not this. अगर वो ही नहीं होता तो फिर कितना और मुश्किल होता definition. I think that is what Freud did more than anything else. What are you reading? I see a bunch of books there. Currently, honestly, guys, I'm reading a book on magic, just because I'm curious. But before that, a friend of mine gave me this book. Hold on. All right. I'll show you two books that I'm reading, okay? One is, a friend of mine recommended me this book. It's called dialectical behavioral therapy. And it's kind of like cognitive behavioral therapy, but with some frameworks changed. It is based, um, from my very, very initial brief understanding of it, it is based on Zen Buddhism. So kind of like how cognitive behavioral therapy is based on Stoicism, this is based on Zen Buddhism. It's very interesting to see how philosophy leads to therapy. So I'm reading this. It's taking a long time, but I'm just taking my time because life mein aur kya karna hai. And another book that I've just started is this one. A friend of mine gave me this book, Shashi Tharoor, The Hindu Way. I'm just going to skim through it. I don't think I'll fully read it. But I do like Indian mythology, and it's always interested me. Like, I've grown up listening to those stories. So I'm just going to see what's new. Also, I wanted to restart the Bhagavad Gita streams. So I think this was just like a warm up for that. I am blessed. I said after a long time, but I really need tips for panic attack. Bro, the initial and foremost tip is please consult a therapist. Go to a therapist, just speak to them about panic attacks, right? Finding like one-line answers on YouTube won't really solve panic attacks. Trust me. They'll give you a sense of, at least that's what I'm trying to do. When I explain about panic attack, what I'm trying to do is to give you an understanding of why it happens at a biological level. I don't know you. I don't know your life story. I don't know what gives you a panic attack. And that's what you kind of need to understand with the help of a therapist. All right. So let's be very, very clear. I'm not a therapist, and this is not a therapy session. This is us together learning about the brain. All right. Are we clear? That is our relationship, you and me. We are learning together about the brain and about why we are the way we are. That's what we are doing. All right. That being said, the essential concept of panic attack is when all the defense mechanisms that we have to prevent breakdowns break. So all of those defense mechanisms, when they fail, our body goes into complete uncontrolled flight and fight response. So that is what a panic attack is. In simple Hindi, जब इतनी फटती है कि आप खुद को रोक नहीं पाते हैं और आप पागल जैसे चिल्लाते हो, भागते हो, that is what basically a panic attack is. The immediate treatment and the long-term treatment is very different. Immediately, you might require medication also. You definitely require therapy to understand why it happened. And long-term, there are multiple things that you can do. Amrita Arulraj is in the chat. Hi, Amrita. Welcome back. And welcome back to Bombay, I think, if I've read your Insta stories right. Raj Magare, good book to start reading habit. Atomic Habits is a great book to start reading habits. Yash Angadi, how to not let anybody influence us. What are neurodefenses? So it is impossible to not be influenced. Yash, we cannot go through life and not be influenced. I don't think you should fight influences also. Be influenced. Don't be afraid of influence. You are already influenced. You think any single thought of yours is original? Bullshit. It's not. Every single thought of yours has been taken from somewhere, you've mixed it with something that you got from somewhere else, and you've come up with a new thought. So influences lead to creativity. So be influenced without fear. The challenge is, can you be re-influenced? Can your influences change? Or are you going to hold on to each influence like it's the word of God? That is the issue. So if you are okay with changing, man, fuck it. Just get influenced by everything. Learn from everyone. What's the problem? We need more podcasts with Ranveer. I'm not sure if all the podcasts that I've shot with Ranveer is out. I think there is one or two more. So maybe you'll get another couple of them. Admire, never follow. Again, admire for sure. Also follow. It's fine. I'll tell you what. You can follow, you can get influence, you can learn, you can try. None of it is a problem. The problem is, will you get stuck? Because if you're going to get stuck, or if you're the kind of person who will get stuck, then you should be very careful where you're going to park your car. Let's put it that way. But if you are confident that you can take your car out and drive all over the city and no problem, लेके जाओ ना, किधर लेके जाना है, क्या problem है? Go, explore, have fun, enjoy the city life. But if you're going to get stuck and you're not confident that you can get it out, like get your car out of a traffic jam or whatever, then be careful, find a good place to park and then just sit there. Amrita, yes, I'm back in Bombay now. Awesome. Welcome back. Bombay is better with you, Amrita. Hunt your dreams with Shobit. Brother, just recently, NEET exam got over. Scored 15. Oh, 15 less than cutoff. Oh man, that's heartbreaking. Tell me the reality. How is actually life at government college once you qualify NEET and go to college? Bro, once you're in MBBS, it's honestly like any other college. It's like engineering or architecture, whatever. You're just hanging out with friends and you're learning some cool shit. Real life starts after, like in internship. Okay? I mean, there is a point of real life in first year where you're cutting up a dead body. But otherwise, yeah. Nishant, okay. Aryan has deleted a bunch of messages by Nishant. I'm not sure what, but okay, cool. I'm sure Aryan had a reason. So talk about ADHD and its cure without medication. So ADHD, similar to panic attack, that again, for a specific person, we are not doing therapy. But the biology of ADHD is essentially, ADHD is on the, okay, let's backtrack. All mental health problems, or most mental health problems, are on the spectrum of normalcy. Do you understand what that means? Like every mental health issue started off, like, or the primary biological root cause of it was designed to help you. Like it came about because it was designed to help you survive for some reason. So panic is a very useful biological response in the right circumstances. But when it's not the right circumstances, it's annoying. It can interfere with your life. Similarly, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Like attention deficit. So you're not able to pay attention to one thing for a long time. You're hyperactive. What if you are in a situation where you have to absorb a lot of different information very quickly and your life is in danger? So now your brain is quickly jumping from one thing to another, to another, to another, to just take in as much as you can itne time mein, agar tere paas time nahi hai to. So now that is a useful thing in a right circumstance. But if your brain gets confused and it's the wrong circumstance and you're behaving like that, that is the issue. Essentially, that is what ADHD is. But neurochemically speaking, it is like a hypersensitivity to dopamine and a reduced sensitivity to serotonin. So serotonin is unable to keep dopamine modulation in check. So serotonin keeps dopamine in balance, but अगर dopamine का sensitivity बहुत बढ़ जाता है and serotonin का कम हो जाता है, so then everything will excite you. Everything will make you feel, अरे इसमें बहुत मजा आ जाएगा. And the problem with dopamine is that if you are exposed to the same thing again and again, uska attraction bhi bahut jaldi gir jayega. So that is why you jump from one thing to another to another. Did you get access to Dall E? I did. And I have been playing around with it, but then I started traveling. So I couldn't, but I do want to make a video on it. All right. Aryan has said, oh, very nicely, Aryan has asked that Nishant has asked, if sleep makes you intelligent, then how Tesla is intelligent with 2-hour sleep? All right. First of all, sleep doesn't make you intelligent. Sleep keeps you healthy. Okay. It's like saying letting a computer or switching off a computer for 2 hours, 3 hours and letting it cool down doesn't make it more intelligent. The intelligence of the computer comes from the processing, but you need the cooling system to make the processor more efficient. Does that make sense? So you sleep so that तेरे पास जितना भी इंटेलिजेंस है वो पूरा तो यूज़ कर सकता है. स्लीप से इंटेलिजेंस उतना बढ़ता नहीं है. स्लीप से मेमोरी बढ़ सकता है, पैटर्न रिकग्निशन बढ़ सकता है, शायद नया आइडियाज़ आ सकता है. बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट रीज़न यू स्लीप इज़ टू प्रिजर्व वॉट एवर यू हैव, राइट? सो if somebody is intelligent with 2 hours of sleep, then they are intelligent despite 2 hours of sleep, not because of 2 hours of sleep. Manish has asked, why do we get insecure and jealous? Also, how to get over it. Oh, you know what? Not on not on that note at all. But I wanted to try to get my subscriber count on the... I completely forgot. Abhi mujhe yaad aaya. Okay, next time. I wanted to get the subscriber count. I'm trying to see something. I have a theory that when you can see immediate visual feedback of something that you do, you're more likely to do it. So, if I want subscribers to increase in my channel, what I should do is to have a live subscriber count and just see if that increases the rate at which people subscribe. It's just a neuroscience experiment. Let's see next time. 71.5. Yeah, I know it's 71.5, but I wanted to see like individual numbers to see how much it increases with... wait, are we at 72K? Oh. No, we are not. We are at 71.5. Yeah, you can have it in a corner. Exactly. That's what I think I'll do next time. All right. Preetham has asked, how to stop being a people pleaser? No, sorry. Kidhar gaya? Preetham ne kuch pucha tha. Oh, fusiform face area. Okay. What is fusiform face area? All right, everyone, take your left hand, touch your left ear. This is not going to get creepy. This is just, I'm just teaching neuroscience. Touch your left ear, go back. Yeah. So if you go like 2-3 inches back, that is where your left occipital cortex is, and the bottom part of the left occipital cortex is where most of us have our fusiform area, fusiform face area. So that's where, so both left and right, दोनों तरफ fusiform है. दोनों fusiform cortexes का function is slightly different, but both of them put together will recognize faces better. So that's where there's an entire area dedicated for you to recognize faces. How to learn skills, not information. Skills is essentially using information. You cannot be skilled if you have zero information. So you need information, but just having knowledge is not going to be enough. Like, it's like saying, how do you become a good chef? Like, you need ingredients, but you also need to know how to put those ingredients together, right? So ingredients is knowledge and skill is how to put together, but you need both. Neuroscience of dancing. Wow. Okay. All right, wait, hold on. I'll get back to that. Is fusiform area the place where grandmother cells are occur? So RUD, grandmother cells, the grandmother cell hypothesis is kind of ruled out now. It was a great hypothesis. The idea was good, but it's not, I think it's disproved now. There is nothing like one single cell that will remember your grandmother, because your grandmother is an abstract concept with many variables. So all those variables come together to remind you of your grandmother. Something you like most about Jiddu Krishnamurthy. Okay. I like how he honestly didn't give a fuck about whether he was understood or not. Of all the things that he says, and I'm a huge admirer of his, one thing that really occurred to me was how he really doesn't care if he's understood or not. Like, he will say the deepest things, but he will leave it at that. And I've realized that people who care about um, making a following or starting a cult or creating like an ashram or whatever, they do ensure that people understand them. And I think Krishnamurthy really didn't care about that. Yeah, I'll put on slow mode. I'll put on slow mode. Hold on. Slow mode. 20 seconds. Cool. Neuroscience of Manifestation. All right. Now, um, I recently started watching Manifest. How many of you have seen it? Raise your hand. Manifest is a series that is on Netflix. This is not sponsored. I wish it was. In Manifest, I mean, it's not a spoiler alert. It's literally the first scene of the series. Bunch of people take off on a flight. They land. For them, everything is the same. For everybody else, it's 5 years later. And then a bunch of shit happens. The whole thing is about manifesting what's going to happen. And there is no neuroscience explanation to that. The everyday use of manifesting is kind of about law of attraction. Like, for example, you want a guitar, you keep thinking about, I want a guitar. Yes, you keep imagining yourself playing the guitar, playing on stage and all of that. And then suddenly one day you get a guitar and you are like, wow, I manifested this guitar into existence. I made this happen. You have magic powers. You are obviously a superhero. And that's what manifestation is believed to be. Like, that's what the law of attraction is. That's what that book, The Secret, is. It is true and false at the same time, because what happens is that when you are looking out for something or when you're thinking about something, there is something called as observation bias, selection bias, and confirmation bias. So these are cognitive biases. If I were to tell you to look around the room, just look around your room once, everybody. Just look around your room. Don't try to think anything. Just look around the room. Now, look back at me. I want you to think of the color blue. Think of the color blue. Think of blue, 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 blue. Now look around the room and see everything that is blue. Okay? You are going to spot things that you didn't spot before. Some things will pop out at you that didn't pop out before. Although you were looking at the same room, you were the same person, and it's only been a few seconds. But because the color blue has been primed in your brain, now everything blue will pop out. Similarly for opportunities. So if you're thinking guitar, 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 now every time the word guitar comes up in a conversation, every time you pass a store that has guitar hanging out, something will just pop out. And your eyes will go there and you start thinking about it more and more. And that in turn affects your decision making. You will take certain decisions because you spotted those opportunities, because you were thinking about it. And that's how from chaos patterns will emerge. And that's how things happen. So in a way, sure, law of attraction does work because it changes your perception. It's as simple as that. Change your story to change your life. I am blessed. Yeah, true. What about 11:11? Oh, absolutely. Same thing. 100% same thing. Most important habits for the brain, please tell. Why do you enjoy when we dance? Okay, let's talk about dance. Okay, screw it. Let's talk about dance. Okay. I don't know if Amrita is still here. She could have been a good person to talk about dance with. For understanding dance, we have to go back a little bit to understanding movement. Everything that has an input has an input has an output. You agree? I'm sure you've all felt this. Kalpesh Mase, thank you for the super chat. Thanks a lot for this. Wanted to know what should I have in my daily schedule if I want to operate at my peak performance for more than 6 to 7 hours. So, Kalpesh, I think the time management videos would be useful because there are a couple of things that I mentioned in that were kind of about this. You need to know your peak productivity time. That is when in your entire day are you the most productive, and you need to know how much time are you spending for each project. Many times we only say that I want to do this, but we don't really know how much time it takes for each one. So these are two things that are very useful, and it's a habit. Once you start doing it, you get the hang of it, right? So check out those videos. It's literally like 10 minutes each video. There are 3 videos, and maybe you'll find something useful. Back to dance, or back to movement. Every input needs an output. Okay. Now, the simplest organisms like an amoeba, okay, or a snail or a fish, they will see something and they will either swim towards it or they will swim away from it, or they will do nothing. They will continue doing whatever it is that they were doing because they will think that the new information isn't worth spending any energy over. Okay, only 3 options. Now, as we evolve, the complexity of our output keeps increasing because the complexity of our processing keeps increasing. So now when we see something, like when a monkey sees something, the way it responds is a lot more complicated than how a fish might respond. Human beings are capable of taking in so much, and our processing is crazy. We process so much. We think. Our output is actually very little. We don't do nearly as much as we think about doing. Do you agree? Do you agree that you think about doing things much more than you actually do things? Now, this is a problem because every thought process is actually part of a continuum of input, processing, and output. Everything should have an output. And because there is no output, sometimes there is a discordance. And this is just something that I have come to realize, like I believe this when we are talking about dance. Like, why is dance so good? Why does dance feel good? Dance is when all of the input that you feel, the music, other people dancing, the atmosphere, everything you are taking in, you're processing it, and all of it is being released as output immediately. Your body is moving as the input keeps on changing. So it is a real-time loop completion. And that's why you feel happy, because music alone makes you happy. Now, plus you are moving to the music. You're moving to the beat. And the more of your body you're moving and the more gracefully you're moving, the more your body feels, or the more your brain feels pleasure. There's more dopamine. And that's why dance feels so good. Yes, Lavina, I like to move it. Absolutely. That's the crux of it. That's the neuroscience of dance. Have you read Recursion by Blake Crouch? I have not, actually. Should I? Is it worth it? Today's going to be a short stream, guys. After 10 days of travel, today I shall sleep. I'll just sleep early. So we're going to do like half an hour more of conversation. फिर तो I'd run. All right, you guys mind if I try? Let's see. Ads inserted. Okay, tell me if you guys saw an ad, okay? And I'll only do it this once. Pakka. But I just wanted to see if you guys saw an ad. How was your experience at the chess tournament? Okay, let's talk about chess. The tournament was so fabulous. Everything about the tournament was so fabulous. It was arranged well. The Chennai government put in a lot of effort. I think other chess grandmasters and commentators were saying that this was one of the most best conducted Olympiad that they have seen in a long time. So overall, the event felt fab. We played so well. That was a huge factor. we weren't allowed to take our phones into the playing area. So we could go and watch the players, but you couldn't take your phones. So I was literally coming out, watching Sagar stream, Judith Polgar stream, and I was following the match. I was trying to understand the moves. And then I would leave the phone with somebody. I would go in, I would watch the players. It was a crazy experience. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. बहुत मजा आया. And then the closing ceremony was incredible. I have ad blocker. Okay. I think a few people saw the ad. Raghav Kapoor saw the ad. Gumit Singh saw the ad. Okay, cool. So yeah, that was about chess. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about my scuba diving experience. First of all, I feel like everyone should do it. Everyone should experience it at least once. शुरुआत में फटती है, सबकी फटती है. We are not meant to go underwater. Honestly, we are not wired like that. And the first time you go underwater, you get that sense of, what am I doing here? I am a land mammal. I am not supposed to be 8 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet underwater. And even though you are breathing through that tube, you still feel claustrophobic, you feel breathless, you feel like you can't breathe properly. You're wearing a mask which covers your nose, and there is water coming into your mask sometimes. It's covering up to your eyes. There are a lot of things that can go wrong initially. You will get scared, you will panic. That's just the way it is. I also went through that. What happens later, the next stage of scuba diving, is when your panic goes away. And that is a beautiful moment. Suddenly, you realize that nothing else has changed. You are still underwater. There are still fishes around you. There is still a tube in your mouth. All of that is the same. The only thing that is different is now suddenly you are not scared anymore. And that one change can flip everything. And it's such a big learning curve, because you think of all the times in life that you've been panicking, thinking, मैं अभी मर जाऊंगा, like things are shit, there's nothing I can do. And suddenly, same situation, and it's all okay. And now you have time to breathe. You can look around you. You can start appreciating where you are. And you realize that outside your comfort zone doesn't always have to be terrifying. It can actually be beautiful. And there is so much to see, and there is so much to learn from that universe. And that's when you actually start seeing the fishes and the corals. And then you start swimming. And before you know it, that 10 feet becomes 20 feet, 20 feet becomes 30 feet. You are now swimming at 10 meters, 15 meters, 18 meters underwater. And then you suddenly look up, and the sun, like the water surface, is so far away. And that is when you get your second panic attack. Like, holy shit, मैं इतना deep कब आया? And then you again get over it. You again start breathing. You again calm down. And then that real learning starts. You learn to keep your heart rate low. You learn to keep your breathing low, because you dive with a cylinder of 10 to 12 liters. And uske andar you have around 200 liters of 200 bars of oxygen. And that will last you anywhere between half an hour to 1.5 hours, depending on how quickly you breathe. So if you're panicking and you're gasping for air, the oxygen, the air cylinder reading will just go like this, and then you're done. You have to come back up. But if you're breathing slow, you get like an hour, 15 minutes to explore underwater. You get a lot of time. And it's amazing. It's like meditation. Because when you're that deep underwater, you can't even hear anything. The only thing you can hear is your own breathing. Imagine only listening to your breathing for an hour. That's it. Just breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. That's it. That's all you hear. And then You become aware of how your body will move as you breathe. Because when you're 18 meters or 30 meters underwater, you take a deep breath and your body starts going up. You exhale and your body starts coming down. Like, that is how sensitive your body is. Because as you fill up with air, you become more buoyant. So you start going up. So you don't want to keep going up and down, right? Like, you want to stay steady. So for that, you have to breathe very softly, very slowly. And you can't hold your breath also. So you have to keep on breathing. It's incredible. I mean, it's so meditative. At some point, I hope you get to try it. Um, I am, I'm definitely keen on, um, I'm definitely keen on doing this more. I've done with 26. The plan is to complete 100 dives. That'll be fun. Anshika Katla. Oh, hi Anshika. Welcome. Manish, why do we get insecure and jealous? Also, how to get over it? So the reason that we get insecure and jealous is because we think we are in a zero-sum game. So what a zero-sum game means, there are only limited resources. Okay. Now imagine if there's only one cake and there are 100 people. Everybody who gets a piece of cake will judge how much cake everybody else has. It's a zero-sum game. इतना ही केक है तो सबको उतना ही मिलेगा. कोई लोगों को ज़्यादा मिलेगा, कोई लोगों को कम मिलेगा. And so you want more, right? Assuming that having that cake is extremely important socially, for your food or whatever. As you grow, and I do agree that at the lower end of privilege, it can be a zero-sum game. That is unfortunately the way it is. If you are coming from a family that is very, very poor and you don't have enough resources for food, then it can be a zero-sum game. And as we keep evolving and as our level of privilege keeps increasing, the game changes from zero-sum to infinite sum, which means there is now enough cake for everybody. And in fact, the more you share, the bigger the cake becomes. And that is when insecurity and jealousy and all that starts to go away a little bit. If that makes sense. Weird thing, cake analogy again. Sure, I mean, I think cake analogy, like, these are things that everybody gets, right? That's why I use them. Neuroscience of paraphilias. Like perversions, you mean? How can we use storytelling to induce different kinds of chemicals? Using hero's journey. So the hero's journey is a fantastic concept in story writing. It's about how do you get the audience to invest in a character, and then once you are invested in that character, how do you get them to feel the pain that the character is facing, and then eventually the triumphant end, the redemption that, oh, despite failing, I made it. Most movies are like that. Most movies, like, take any movie, literally. There is a redemption story. You have a hero. You start loving that hero. That hero fucks up. He does something crazy. कुछ तो बहुत गलत करता है, या something bad happens to him or whatever. And then he will struggle and he will make his way through, and then he will succeed in the end. And then everybody goes home happy. So that's a hero's journey mindset. It's so common because it works. Imagine if you just subvert expectations to that level. Like, imagine if Game of Thrones mein, the series ends after the first season, after Edward Stark is beheaded. Spoiler alert, sorry. अभी क्या spoiler? अगर अभी तक तुमने नहीं देखा तो अभी नहीं देखोगे. Let's be honest. Yeah, but that's like the opposite of a hero's journey. Like, you make us like him, and then he gets into trouble, and then he dies. That's it. So that's the opposite of a hero's journey. Did Dr. Sid come to Discord? No, that must be somebody else. I haven't been to Discord in a while. Spoiler bol ke spoiler, I know. Love from Nagpur. Thank you, Sanket. Can you tell us about hypnotherapy? Sure, let's talk about hypnotherapy. So, hypnosis is about. What do you think hypnosis is about? I'm very interested. Because hypnosis is a word that everybody has heard, but I'm not sure if people truly understand what hypnosis is. What do you think hypnosis is? Antisocial behavior? No, absolutely not. Oh, you're not? Is it about accessing your subconscious in a way? Making people believe something that might not be true in a way? It's not illusion. To control somebody? No, it's not that either. Unfiltered, vulnerable, to take control over brain? No. So, hypnosis is essentially understanding how belief systems work. What would make you believe something? So if I were to tell you, wait, what can I show? All right, this is here. I wanted to show you guys here. Say hello to my friend. Everyone, this is my new friend, Ang. I'm in love with this. I'm not sure if I could call it a toy. I don't think it's a toy. I think it's just extraordinary. Now, everybody say hi, Ang. Hi, Ang. So, how does a belief system work? Now, suppose if I were to tell you that, okay, this thing, what color is this? You'd all say white. But what if I were to tell you that this is black? Okay. Now, if I were to say that this is black, your brain would hear me say it. This is black. Now, I'm somebody that you would normally trust. So, Sid is saying it's black. But I can see that it's white. So, there is a conflict. Okay. And now, one of those two things has to win. Either the evidence of your eyes or your inherent faith in me. So, if I'm saying this is black, again, there is a conflict in your brain. But you're again saying, no, but I can see it. Now, suppose if even for a second, I just show you something like this. Like this is, or something like this. Like this is black. And it just flickers in your eye. Now you have multiple colors. And if it's done quickly enough, and I keep saying this is black, this is black. Now you may have enough reason to believe me. And this is how suggestibility works. This is how we need to give people a reason to believe in something. Right? So if somebody is already inclined to believe it, you give them a little bit of reason and they will believe it more easily. So that is what suggestibility is. Hypnosis uses this principle to help you believe something that you already kind of believe, but you are just looking for evidence. So it doesn't need to be hardcore proof. It just needs to be a suggestion that, hey, maybe it is possible. And that's it. After that, your brain will do the rest of it. Your brain will make it real. That's all it is. Now, it is extremely powerful as a tool to help you change yourself, change your own behavior. So if you kind of already believe in something and you just give yourself a little bit of proof, you can actually change your behavior better. So hypnotherapy, it does work. It doesn't work equally well for everybody. It depends a lot on who you are as a person and who is the hypnotherapist. So if it's somebody that you already trust, then that might help. I think Valdi has hacked into Lavina's system because Lavina just roasted me in a way, in a very Valdi-like way. So I'm guessing that's what happened. Damn it. I hate when that happens. Sleep to Nishan be like, is Sajjan ko kya takleef? How to sleep less? Bro, you don't have to sleep less. Just sleep. It's fine. There is enough time in the day. Valdi is omnipresent. I'm missing Valdi. Okay. Tell something about sleep paralysis. Okay, 1 second. Before that, let me see. The subscriber count has gone up from 7. Okay, we were at 71.5 and now we are at 71.608. Oh, I think next time 100% I'll put up the subscriber count. I feel like it would definitely work. What do you think? I think it'll definitely work. In fact, let me see if I can do that. Hold on. Just a second. Let's see. This will be fun. Let's see. Okay. There you go. We don't need this. Oh, stupid ads. Which is ironic since I was making you guys see ads. Sorry. But let's see if this works. Alright. Can you guys see that? Just keep an animated. Alright, let's see. Can you guys see that number or is it blocked by some ad? Half? Alright. Why is the ad coming? We can see 3/4 of it. Yeah, but I think that's good enough, right? I think you should be able to see it. Because I think uski niche kuch to ad hai and I'm not sure how to get rid of it, honestly. This is good enough for now, Yeah, we can see it. Itna dikna kafi hai. Yahi rakho. You can close the ad. Yeah, I tried to do that, okay? But it's not working. Hold on. Inspect and delete, really? There's a cross in the top corner. Dude, I tried that, but it didn't work. Yeah, it's not working. Anyway, 71613. I think itna theek hai. For today, for this day, it's fine. OCD kicking in, it's fine. Alright, everybody, just breathe, okay? Breathe. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, that's my subscriber count. Let's see. Kaam chal jayega, exactly. The moving count is grabbing my attention. Everything is a neuroscience game, Balan. Everything is a neuroscience game. Listen, you play with your own brain or others will play with it. Right? So you keep trying to do stuff. Is this exposure therapy for OCD? Absolutely. Everybody who is annoyed, just breathe. Ad blocker activate kar do. Oh yeah, I think that's something I should do. Alright, next time I'll figure this out. Don't worry. Next stream I'll figure this out in a couple of months. No, I'm not. I'm streaming. Oh, by the way, I'm streaming tomorrow, guys. I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm streaming on, not on this channel. I'm streaming on Saurabh Pant's channel. I'm doing Wake Up with Saurabh. That'll be super fun. And this is such a coincidence. Yash Angadi said, I would love to listen to you and Abhijit Chawda. I messaged him yesterday and he was so gracious. He was like, I've been following you and I would love to come on a podcast. So that is 100% happening. I just have to figure out a schedule. I have to figure out when he's free. But yeah, I'll have Abhijit soon on the channel. Bhai, I unsubscribed to see but the number didn't go down. Shan yaar, ऐसा नहीं करते. Like, if you want to see the number change, get your friends to subscribe. You don't unsubscribe, brother. Do you think Pomodoro technique will help person suffering from depression and anxiety to work normally? Okay, Jatin, honestly, listen. Pomodoro is to make your attention, like improve your control over your own attention. But depression and anxiety are not just attention problems. Depression and anxiety are more limbic than that. It is more emotional than that. And it should be tackled through therapy now. You can understand the neuroscience of it, but ultimately it has to be tackled through therapy. Okay? So therapy plus all the time management techniques you want to do, but not without therapy. Don't try to do it by yourself. I am insecure for look, money, GF, job. Wait, whoa. What should I do? Pick one first, I think. I think it's always... So one of the ironies of life or success is that I believe 90% of your success will come with your last 10% of effort. That's just unfortunately the way it is. So, like, towards the end, by the time you've got the hang of it, with 1% of effort, you can achieve what you probably achieved in the first 40% of your effort in life. It's insane how compounding works, right? And similar for income, what you earn in a year, you will eventually earn in 6 months, which will eventually you'll earn it in 1 month or 1 week or 1 day or 1 hour. So there will come a time when your salary or your earning per hour is what in your earliest days of your career, it took you a year to earn that. That's how it works. So, I know that we all start off with a huge list of priorities and we say that सब कुछ चाहिए, but सब कुछ एक साथ नहीं होता. So, figure out a way to do one, and you'll find that the next one is a little easier, next one is even easier, and easier. It just gets easier and easier. Lavina saying, aren't exactly. कोई तो सिड को सुधारो. सिड अपना प्रमोशन बढ़ाओ यार. मेरा क्या प्रमोशन करूँ यार? एक सेकंड, आर्य ने क्या बोला? तन्मय अभी मिलना स्ट्रीम के बाद नहीं हुआ. लवीना कभी कभी हमें भी नहीं पता होता सिड किसी चैनल पे स्ट्रीम. Oh man, there's too much roasting happening today. Okay. All right. Guys, let's take one more question. One more question. Let's see. I'm just going to see the chat for a minute. Let's see if I can notice something interesting. Do you think people are subscribing more just because the subscriber count is there? What do you guys think? Like, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know what was the rate at which it was increasing, but I'm just curious. Because I do believe that visual feedback makes a difference. Okay, and this is true not just for like subscriber count and stuff. This is true even if you're trying to go to the gym. So if you have a whiteboard and every time you go to the gym, you put a mark on it, you will want to continue. Like in your mind, you are thinking, ki wo karna hai. So I'm pretty sure that every visual, not even visual, every feedback helps. So surround yourself with feedback so that you are always aware that this is happening. And so you'll find your decision making getting better and better. In fact, holy shit, That is what law of attraction actually does. It increases your level of feedback. You're constantly looking at different things. I recently heard a story of some lady who was following some Baba, okay? And she thinks that Baba is always with her because she associates that Baba with a particular number. Okay? I don't know what that number was, 64 or something. And so every time she would see that number, she would think, Dekho, Guruji mere saath mein hai. And she would notice that number everywhere. Okay, on some random phone number, or she'll be in traffic, सामने वाला गाड़ी का नंबर प्लेट में वो 64 रहेगा. कुछ भी कहीं पे भी तो दिख जाता है ना नंबर. And she's like, oh look, Swamiji is everywhere. Baba is everywhere looking after me. This is the height of observation bias, like height. Because your brain is so in tune with that number now that you keep on picking it up from everywhere. That's what law of attraction does. And so if you create that feedback loops, and if every time you notice a number you feel happy, I mean, great. Why not? Go for it. Great trick. I have no problems with people doing stuff like this. My problem is that guy tricking the woman into believing that this is true, as opposed to just explaining the truth, which is that he could have said any number and that woman would have started noticing that. So my problem is with the scam of it, not the neuroscience of it. Like if it's making her feel better, all right, like, okay, do it. But I don't like it when people get the same results, but through essentially tricking a person. Are you writing a book? I was supposed to, but so there are some things that just happen very naturally at that time, and then it takes very little effort. And there are some things which you have to really force it. So I started writing a book, and then I realized that while I have a lot of interesting things to say, I still don't know how is it that I want to say it. So I don't want to release a book just for the sake of releasing a book. So I also want to enjoy myself and figure out what is it that I'm trying to achieve through the book. So that's where it is. Aditya Kalwade has asked, why are you ignoring me? It's such a shame that the one message that I notice of Aditya is this one, because now I have no idea what he's talking about. That is unfortunate. Kratika Bansal, what is your opinion on MBTI personality types? I feel that they are definitely useful as parameters of, like it'll give you a framework. By no means are they exhaustive. So definitely I don't think you should hire or fire somebody based on an MBTI. But it can give you certain pointers to maybe some very core ways in which you can communicate with somebody. I think that is where it will probably be the most useful. Like how to communicate with somebody, it can give you some suggestions. Okay. Guys, it is 10:30. We are going to be responsible streamers. We are going to wrap up today's stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a fun time chilling out, learning some stuff, discussing some stuff with me. Aryan, Lavina, Doggy Style, all my moderators who were here, thank you so much for joining in. All my members, thank you so much for joining in. And everybody who's joined in, thank you so much for joining in. I think I missed somebody who became a member. Likit Paruchuri. Thank you for being a member. I hope you enjoy yourself over here. And with that, I shall see you soon and have a wonderful week. Bye guys. Good night.